Hello everyone, it's Marissa from Walsh University. I am doing another video for my field botany class, and today I want to talk to you about some of the edible plants in Ohio. Disclaimer, do not use this video to identify and eat plants. Do your own research, do your own identification, and look up how to cook it. There are lots of different poisonous lookalikes and recipes that require specific instructions, so do your own research and don't take my word for it. But today, the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is the common dandelion. And believe it or not, it's edible. It belongs to the family Asteraceae, which is the sunflower family. And it just rained, so these flowers that we're going to look at, they are a little closed up, but we're going to take a peek. Here's our common dandelion. You can pretty much find these anywhere, including your front lawn. And that's where I am. We have tons of them. So what can you eat of a dandelion? Well, the heads you can eat. People actually use these to make juices and smoothies. This is not a single flower because this belongs to the family, the sunflower family, like I mentioned, Asteraceae. There are actually 150 to 200 flowers in this inflorescence, and each one of these are a ray flower. If you see that, it looks like a little petal. That's actually a flower itself. And so this can be used for juices, and then it's leaves, which are super distinctive. Right here. These are actually super nutritious. So 1 cup of raw dandelion greens, which you can use as in a salad, just basically as a substitute for lettuce. It has 112% of your daily vitamin A and 535% of your daily vitamin K. So 1 cup of these and you'll be good to go for the day. And then I dug up a root over here, this long taproot. And this can actually be used as a coffee substitute. So if you grind them up, people have used them as coffee substitutes. So if you want to eat local and don't want to use imported goods, this is one way. Obviously, look it up and do your own directions, because I'm not enlisting that here. But this is the dandelion, so it's not just a weed, but it's a super nutritious plant. All right, let's head on to our next one. I'm at Johnson State Nature Preserve, and I'm going to show you the second edible plant of this video, and it is the ostrich fern. And I'm going to show you kind of how to identify. So here is the ostrich fern. Obviously, this is not the fern itself. This is the spores. So this is the reproductive portion of the fern that has the spores. And as you can see, this is where it gets its name, ostrich fern, because it looks like an ostrich feather. The characteristic that's indicative in ostrich fern is, we can see on this one, this deep groove right here. This is almost like a U shape. You can find this both on the fern frond and on its reproductive portion. So down here, I'm not really seeing any fiddleheads, but if we go over here, are some little fiddleheads, and oops, that one just broke off. But as you can see, they're kind of wound up, and these are the fronds that you normally see on the fern, but they're baby ones, and they're beginning to unroll. So you can see, once again, has this deep U groove right here on the fern, and then has this brown parchment papery kind of covering. When they get bigger, and I don't have a better example, unfortunately, due to where I'm at, but when they get bigger, then you would cut them off, and then you can saute them. They have to be cooked for 10 minutes. Once again, do your own research on that. But this is what a fiddlehead of a fern looks like, and this is the edible portion, specifically of this ostrich fern that we have here. And remember, it's the deep groove that's characteristic. A deep groove down here and on our little fiddlehead. So for our third edible plant, I'm here at the Clevenger Wetland, and this was a little bit more tricky to find. We're actually going to be talking about a mushroom, the morel mushroom. So this is not a plant, it's a fungus, but it's also edible and kind of prized. So we're going to take a look, and I'm going to show you guys how to identify. So here's our morel mushroom. So the part that we're actually looking at right here is the fruiting body. So the majority of the fungus is underground. It's the mycelium. But this is the part that you're going to eat. So if we were to cut it open, which we're not because it's young, but you would harvest it by cutting the right down here at the base of the stem. And then to guarantee that this is a morel mushroom we're looking at, you would take a knife or something, and you would cut the cap open. And it should be hollow from the tip to the base, right where here it connects, because morel is one of the mushrooms that does have a poisonous lookalike, and we'd want to make sure that was hollow all the way through. But this is a delicacy. A lot of people hunt for these mushrooms. They're good cooked, fried, just fried with butter. It just depends on how you like your mushrooms. And so these are really nice. As you can see, it has those grooves those deep grooves, so it's a very distinctive looking mushroom. And these ones are really small. Normally they'll be about this big, but it's another edible plant, well, another edible fungus of Ohio.